Welcome, Jenny here. Had a recent special demand, actually more than one request, recently for back pain in pregnancy. If you've been pregnant or you are pregnant, you are probably familiar with what it means to have back pain. The back is a large area. All kinds of wonderful postures we can do in yoga to help alleviate some of that. Wanted to help today specifically with what I feel is the best for lower back. And the person who originally requested this is possibly due 3 days ago and still pregnant. I'm not really sure where you're at, Elizabeth, but this is for you, and I wanted to post it before you do go ahead and have that baby. So let's start, as always, as ideal, to come into a comfortable seat, something neutral. And ideally, you are sitting on something with the hips higher than your knees. I have a couple of blankets. You could be sitting on my feet. You could be sitting on a block. Just find your breath. Natural, nothing to change. A couple of moments to notice your breathing. Notice the fact that you are breathing. Maybe shallow, it might be deep. So this is quite a short sequence that we're going to do, not a full practice. If I was sitting, I would have the instinct to do some warm up for shoulders, for neck, and you see some of that in a video that I recently posted if you want to take a look at that, or just intuitively move before getting going. But I'm just going to get into this sequence here for those of you who want to just see what it's about. So we can start as we are in easy pose or crisscross applesauce, depending if you take kids classes or if you have taken children's classes. And from here, we're going to come into a simple twist, taking hand to opposite knee. So you hear often in pregnancy, and my back is straight here, and I can maybe grab the knee, maybe it's more realistic the thigh, using the heart to lead into this twist. So you hear often in pregnancy not to do twists, specifically or especially in the first trimester. The twists that are unsafe in pregnancy are going to be closed twists where you're putting a lot of compression on the belly. This one, there's lots of room for the belly, and I'm not going very deeply into this. I'm twisting the spine. It's comfortable. It feels safe. You inhale, come back to center. So we'll come into the other side, same way we did. And I'll just show an example of what not to do. Would be a twist where I was squeezing into, for example, the thigh. So again, lots of space for the belly, coming to twist the heart, and twists are actually incredibly beneficial in pregnancy. So you don't need to shy away from them, just knowing the huge difference between twisting gently with space for the belly and squeezing your body into a twist that will compress. And it probably won't feel very natural to do that at a certain point. Maybe the head will come back to look over the shoulder. You just check in what's happening with your neck as you do that. And inhale, come back to center. You're probably going to want to remove what was under you for that pose, and we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So you've maybe seen Supta Baddha Konasana where we recline. We're not going to recline. We are going to fold the other way, folding forward. So my feet are touching. Might look like this. It might look like this. Some of you will have a blanket under your bum, that's fine too. And grabbing either heels, maybe it's more onto the shins. And if you're having back pain in pregnancy, there's multiple ways to do this forward fold, but I'm going to recommend that you do a concave back. You come in with a concave back, so you're holding on, and the lower back is coming in. I can even use my arms here, lifting the heart. And you can start to fold in, and maybe it's exactly here as you stay. So the difference between this, and if I were to round forward, I may have my head on the feet. At this point though, maybe your belly's touching the ground anyway. You might also have a block or a couple of blocks coming to support the forehead. You could put them between your feet. So that's coming into the fold with a round back, which might feel great for some people. I'm really recommending for today we can try this. Open heart, lifting forward, using my arms. It's a nice stretch in here. You may not want to do this one if you have sciatic issues. I don't feel like it's the best help for that. Good. Okay, so we'll come into Konasana. It was Baddha Konasana. This is Konasana. Again, you could have something under the bum. It can be helpful. You can have something under each knee. If your knees are lifting quite a bit and you need some support, you could have a block. You could have a blanket. And if you feel like you're kind of leaning back, then you do want to put something under your bum here. And it actually is just it just makes the whole experience better. So why not take advantage of what accessories you have by you? So we'll do the same concave back. Inhale, opening the heart. And exhale, you don't have to come down very far. You may have straps on your feet. You don't have to grab your feet by any means. You could hook, can hold on to something that you can reach. You might have your hands back behind you and lifting the heart in this way. So what is the right way to do it? Listen, not to me, but to what it feels like in your body. I'm going to take a couple of breaths here. And just like the butterfly or Baddha Konasana, we could alternatively come into a round back. And we can inhale up. And we can exhale. But all of this depends on the stage that you're at, the condition that you're in. And if we're working for the lower back, this might not be the choice for us today. Inhale and lift. You can treat me like a mirror, bending in the foot, placing it to the inside of the thigh. All right, let's come into another twist. So I'm sitting up nice and tall. My sits bones are on the ground. Bring your back hand back behind you. Inhale. And twist, again an open twist. Maybe we stay 3, 5 breaths. And then bring the hand down to the ground, the one that was behind you down to the ground, and we'll inhale to come up onto this shin. So it's a bit of a back bend, or a lot of a back bend. And exhale down. We'll switch sides. Inhaling, lift the heart. Again, I find my sits bones on the ground. If I try to pull myself too much into this, it's a whole other thing. And come back to center, hand comes to the ground, and we'll rise up onto the shin. I'm learning about camera angles. Learning about what you can and can't see on YouTube, what you can and can't hear. This is just what it is for today. We'll come back down. Very good. A million other things that we can do here. I'm going to suggest finishing off either now. You can come into something more restful, and I do recommend that you do that, just like I recommend you start by taking a couple breaths. I don't like to think of these as yoga moves where you just do two stretches, you don't breathe properly, and then boom, your back pain is gone. It's bigger than that, I think. So I think that's good for twists, actually. we're just going to come into something more neutral, and I'll show another twist another day. So you can come into any kind of way that you can find some relaxation. You might come to lie all the way on your left side. Might feel nice to have a blanket or bolster underneath your knees as you come into something more restful. How much time do you need to spend here? How much time can you spend here? Can you let yourself fall asleep? Is it an option? If it's not, at least take a few breaths. You know, when you do a full class of 60 or 90 minutes, I want at least 10 minutes. You might get 5 in a group class, you might get 15. But that ending, the ending is the important part, the settling in. So I'll let you decide how you want to do that. And I will say thank you very much for watching, and like Elizabeth, if you do have any special requests, you can please send me a message at jenny@jennybeeyoga, JNNYBEE yoga.com. And whether it's pregnancy, postpartum, or neither of those two things, I would be very, very happy to record a special video for you, because these things are universal. If you feel like you're the only pregnant woman who has insomnia or sciatic issues or back pain, if you're the only postpartum mama who feels like she spends her life like this, or carrying a car seat, you're not. So anything that you might need help with will be hugely beneficial for anybody else who stumbles upon this YouTube channel. So thank you so much. Namaste.